Hello, Simon here, and this is Maia 0.61. I'm going to go straight into a custom mission, and we're going to just pick some random colonists, because there are no particularly good skills on this list. And we're going to launch straight into the mission. I'm just going to start a basic starter base, so I'm going to place a workshop, and I'm going to place a livestock containment room. And a wind turbine so we can get some energy on the go once that's built. There's lots of changes in 0.61. I'll cover a few of them in this video. You notice the mouse cursor animations, and also if you go into the settings you can now change the mouse size to deficient size, which is very small, or you can have a normal sized mouse cursor like a normal person. I've been playing Dungeon Keeper for like the last 2 weeks, so I can't not have a huge mouse cursor. So you see when you place these these items, you'll get these little footprints appearing on the floor. These actually show you the paths to the object, so you'll never be stuck wondering whether the colonist can actually reach an object. And if there's a room with no doors, for instance, it will tell you that you can't place an object in there because that. So, talking of rooms with no doors, they've built themselves into this room and they're all very angry about it. So if we place a door here, they'll immediately go and build that door. Before, they were less good at doing that because they got very emotional about getting trapped in a room with no doors and would end up not building it. You see he's already started building it there. We can also build other things that we couldn't on the walls in the livestock containment before, like air vent systems and other items. Talking of rooms, when you mouse over rooms and items now, if they have lights on them, they'll actually brighten up. And if you click on a room, you have this brand new menu with all these settings. So we can lock down a room by clicking on the room lockdown. That just locks all the doors. We can decide whether we want fossils and things in the storage room. And these controls set kind of how much of things that we want allowed in the room. And also the building material kind of sets a stockpile target for them. So here we might want to turn them down or up depending on what sort of room we want, and we could create multiple storage rooms for different types of object. Every room now has this menu, so you can lock down your workshop, and the livestock containment room has settings for a minimum chicken population, so you don't eat all your chickens, and you can see that so the minimum chickens just went up, so I think a chicken's just about to enter the room. Yep. And we can mess around with things like the light intensity and different settings and see how they affect the creatures and colonists in our base. So I want to build a repair bot just for when the base gets going. So one of the other new types of orders, which is really cool, is the movement order. We can actually move objects around the base now, and the colonists will physically push them about, or the imp will come and pick them up and move them. So things like water barrels, which are never placed where you want them, you can just go, put them in the corner so they're not in the way anymore. You can also give move commands to the repair robots, which is why I've just built one. So these colonists are going outside to build this wind turbine. When you're building outside now, there's actually a limit of how far away from the base or airlocks you can build things. So if you want to build things further away, you actually need to build a suit refill point, and you have to chain them across the map, or with airlocks and sub-bases, if you want to spread out further and have multiple bases. So I've just called another colonist down, and you can see the colonists are getting in there and pushing the water barrels about. It's not exact. The colonists actually have to push them along a path, and they might push them from different directions. It's nice because it's a bit more organic and a bit more realistic, even if sometimes they do seem to have a minor breakdown over it. So one of the other things, talking about minor breakdowns, is when you click on a colonist email, it now tracks them, and that's true for many types of emails. So for instance, this migration event report about a creature has immediately just tracked onto the creature, and I've just pressed space, so it's just go back to the base. But this helps you kind of keep on top of what's going on in your base, and gives the emails more context. So that guy's going to go build that thing, but I don't want him to, so I'm just going to lock that door. We can turn down the minimum chickens, I think, so that the colonists, so we have 4 chickens, so we want them to be allowed to eat 2 of them, so we'll set that down to 2. And we'll build an atmosphere generation here before we asphyxiate the whole base. So this is interesting. As a psychologist, I feel that we could make some small changes to our environment and make people work a little harder. So yeah, it's probably best not for me to start running weird experiments on my colonists during a update video, because that could go terribly wrong if they found out. Talking about things that can go terribly wrong, I've added a development branch to the Steam build, so if you switch to that, you can now have effectively almost daily updates on the game, and that's pretty easy to do. There's a tutorial of how to do it on the Steam forums, or it's easily Googleable, and that will let you see kind of the latest changes, as I'm swapping now to a much faster turnaround as we pull the game towards beta. So my base is churning along nicely. My colonists seem fine. They're less likely to die of dehydration now, as their bodies better simulate water loss. As someone becomes more and more dehydrated, they'll slow down with their loss of water. Okay, so we've got an earthquake. Oh no. Oh, okay, yeah, that person was just crushed to death. Although the imp managed to make it through the cave-in somehow. Oh, 2 colonists. Okay, that's not great, and that's blocked off part of that base. Yeah, I really should have read that earthquake warning. It's not the end of the world because my imp is still alive. If your imp does get crushed, of course you can build a microwave smelter. I'm going to go into first person and have a look around and dig this out. And we'll dig out the bit to the right as well.
Storage area.
There's no bodies. They're just gone. Right, so our robot's been built. As you can see, we can now give it move orders too. The move orders for these robots are not massively high priority. They'll actually go to the highest priority things first. But once this robot's finished fixing the wind turbine, it will start following all our orders. Of course, you can still go into first person and control them manually. But the move orders are just a convenient way. If you want them, say, sat in a specific room at a specific time, because you know something's going to go wrong. I've also realised I forgot to kill someone in this update, which is important because there's now resuscitation, and colonists with medical skills can resuscitate and help colonists who are sick and things. But I'm sure we'll see that in the next update video. I will see you guys soon. Please play the game, tell me what you think, drop all your bugs on the forums. The game's going to be on sale this week, so if you want to pick it up, do so. And I will see you at 0.62. I'll see you then.